Dear friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will tell you guys about differences between repeater and router. A router is a communication device that is used to connect to different networks. A repeater is also communication device that is used to regenerate a signal. Routers help the data packets to travel from source to destination over the best route possible. In other words, whatever the router says, the repeater will just repeat it to the users. Whatever user says, the repeater will just repeat it to the router. A repeater cannot function by its own without a router, and it will produce noise when the repeater is too far from the main source router. Dear friends, please watch my video till the end. And don't forget to subscribe my channel and comment on my video. Repeater versus router. A repeater is used to connect the segments of a LAN. A repeater forwards every packet. It has no filtering capability. Whereas a router connects independent LAN or WAN to create an internetwork. A repeater within a LAN does pulse amplification, noise filtering and shaping, whereas router only routes and forwards the packet. A repeater is an electronic device that receives a signal and retransmits it at a higher level and a higher power, or onto the other side of an obstruction, so that the signal can cover longer distances without degradation. A router is a network device that mainly used for the tasks of routing and forwarding in the telecommunication and the internet network. Router is divided into segments, is called subnets. Router is used, a routing table repeater is just sit on the network, receive and boost the signal. A router decides where and who should receive these packets of data. It will route that particular data packet belong to IP address. It routes the packet to the intended recipient after getting the packet from the external source, which from the internet. What is repeater? Repeaters are network devices operating at physical layer of the OSI model that amplify or regenerate an incoming signal before retransmitting it. They are incorporated in networks to expand its coverage area. Repeaters are also known as signal boosters. A repeater is a network device that retransmits a received signal with more power and to an extended geographical or topological network boundary than what would be capable with the original signal. A repeater is implemented in computer networks to expand the coverage area of the network, repropagate a weak or broken signal, and/or service remote nodes. Repeaters amplify the received input signal to a higher frequency domain so that it is reusable, scalable, and available. Repeaters were introduced in wired data communication networks due to the limitation of a signal in propagating over a longer distance and now are a common installation in wireless networks for expanding cell size. Why are repeaters needed? When an electrical signal is transmitted via a channel, it gets attenuated depending upon the nature of the channel, or the technology. This poses a limitation upon the length of the LAN or coverage area of cellular networks. This problem is alleviated by installing repeaters at certain intervals. Repeaters amplifies the attenuated signal and then retransmits it. Digital repeaters can even reconstruct signals distorted by transmission loss. So, repeaters are popularly incorporated to connect between two LAN, thus forming a large single LAN. How does repeater work? The main aim for using repeater in the Ethernet is that repeater is capable to carry signal and broadcast it to other Ethernet capable without damaging any signals. The repeater is intelligent device that helps to control the flow of signals. If to determine any defect in the signals, then repeater is able to detect it and transport it to the linked port. Types of repeaters. According to the types of signals that they regenerate, repeaters can be classified into two categories. Analog repeaters. They can only amplify the analog signal. Digital repeaters. They can reconstruct a distorted signal. According to the types of networks that they connect, repeaters can be categorized into two types. Wired repeaters. They are used in wired LAN. Wireless repeaters. They are used in wireless LAN and cellular networks. According to the domain of LAN, they connect. Repeaters can be divided into two categories. Local repeaters. They connect LAN segments separated by small distance. Remote repeaters. They connect LAN that are far from each other. Definition of router. A router can be defined as a network layer mechanism, be it software or hardware, using metrics to decide the best path to use for transmission of network traffic. A router is a device that routes or forward data from one network to other based on their IP address. When data packet is received from the router inspects the data's IP address and determines if the packet is meant for its own network. Then it receives the data, or if the data is for another network, then it transfers the data to the other network. It means that routers only forward the data if destination computer is the intended user. Routers have access to network layer addresses and contain software that enables them to determine which of the several possible paths between those addresses is the best for the particular transmission. Routers break up broadcast and collision domains. It means broadcasts are not forwarded through the router by default. It also provides connections for the virtual LANs, VLANs. Differences between repeater and router. Number 1. The repeater is being used for linking the LAN segments, whereas devices that connect to two or more networks are routers. It runs on a layer of the network. Number 2. Any packet which has no supporting capacity is fronted by a repeater, whereas routers are composed of a mixture of hardware and software. Number 3. Frames, directories, or headers are not recognized by repeaters. They know the signs representing bits like voltage. Whereas the network address allows routers to find the best path to a system or device. Number 4. Repeater on the wires to which they are connected. There are analog devices that use signals, while the conceptual and functional address is used by routers to connect two or more technically distinct networks. Conclusion: a router is a communication device that is used to connect to different networks. A repeater is also a communication device that is used to regenerate a signal. Routers help the data packets to travel from source to destination over the best route possible. Actually, there is a lot of difference in repeater and router. Your router can work as repeater, however, your repeater cannot work as router. Router is used to connect to internet, while repeater is used to repeat the signals received by router and sent to repeater to amplify repeat. Dear friends, thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe my channel and don't forget to comment on my video. I will keep making these types of useful videos in future. So stay connected and make sure to subscribe. My channel is growing continuously due to your support. Thank you.